Hello everyone, thank you for joining the quest. I am PS Quest and this is Crypto Quest. So the goal of your crypto journey should be to build a strong portfolio that continues growing in value, and if that means getting into coins low and getting out of them high, or switching to new coins to follow the action, then that's what we have to do. Now, last episode I talked about how to be consistent with the right calls in crypto, how to stay ahead of the curve, how not to get into a coin that's just going to be stagnant or devalue right after you buy it. And I went over my strategy a little bit, which is basically technical analysis combined with some rumor, hype, news research. I would say rumor/hype/news is probably the best way to put it. And then judging from this, I was able to see a few really good buys. I saw Kucoin as a buy based on the technicals, the W pattern that it formed. And I saw MOVR as well, based on what the hype was doing and the rumors and the news aspects of it. So let's go over this as well as a few others and some news and stuff like that. And let's just get right into it. So when I look at the charts here, and I wanted to go over the charts first, and looking at these charts, we are seeing right now, basically Bitcoin dominance is starting to come back up. So anytime we see, this is the daily, so I go to TradingView and I go to the daily, and I see what's going on with Bitcoin. Is it rounding? It seems to be rounding in this direction. And anytime we kind of have something rounding off, you can expect a little bit of a reversal. So if we round off the top, it reverses to the downward side. If we round to the bottom, it tends to reverse to the upward side. So I think that we are going to see a pretty strong Bitcoin here in the next probably 3 to 4 days. We're going to see a pretty strong Bitcoin, which means that the dominance of Bitcoin is going to increase. And meaning that usually that means the alts will come down a little bit. Not a big deal, and not always the case, but it is usually the case. And as we can see, excuse me, on the daily flip that we just had, we were basically all green. This whole thing was green. Now, as we see the dominance come up for Bitcoin, we're seeing a little bit of red here and there. So let's take a look at some of the calls I made on the last video with Kucoin. Here's what I saw with Kucoin. I saw this awesome W pattern forming. And I said, listen, when this breaks out of the W pattern, we're going to go up to, the target is $19.35. So far, we are very close to being there. We're almost at $18. And that was just based on the technicals of Kucoin alone. We're able to predict that. This is a fairly predictable coin. Now, what's going to happen after we hit the target? Does it keep going up? It could. Most likely, we'll see a correction, however. So typically on the W's, when they break to the upside, they stay there for a little while, and then they bounce around, and then they come back down eventually. But not after bouncing around for quite a bit. So that's what we want to look at for Kucoin. Now, the other one I was looking at was MOVR. This is one crazy coin, man. I mean, let me tell you, when I was talking about this coin, it was at the 290 mark. I think it was, right around $290. And since then, it's really taken off. It's gone all the way up to 438, and right now it's at 408. So what I predict for MOVR, since this is so aggressively fast, we have to go down to a lower time period. Let's take a look at the 4 hours. Okay, so if we look at the 4 hour, I've drawn this trend line. This used to be resistance, now broke through, and it's been support for quite a while now. If we look at something like this, okay, so my trend line is pretty decent. It hits at least 3 or 4 points. We have, 1, 2, and then it broke that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 points of support, 2 points of resistance on this trend line. So it's a fairly good trend line to follow. Now, what happens a lot of the time is something will get overextended. So right now, think about it like a tree branch, like an apple on a tree branch. Eventually the apple is going to get so big and so heavy that it's going to either fall off of the tree branch or it's going to break the branch with it. So this looks to be pretty overextended and due for a correction back down to the trend line, which it looks like it's doing right now. And I would expect it to hit the $398 mark very soon. Maybe I was going to say today, but within the next 24 hours, I was going to say, but it seems like that's happening pretty quickly. And again, the thing about Moonriver is it's really only tradable on Kucoin exchange. So that means that the volume isn't really that big. So a little bit of volume moves the price a lot. So that's why we kind of see it like chunking down. It'll just make a big chunk of red candle or green candle at a time, because the volume is not that big. So just a little bit of volume pushes the price a lot. Additionally, there's not a huge supply of Moonriver, so that's why the price is so high to begin with. Now, Moonriver, I do expect it to hit this, but I do expect it to bounce off of support, probably somewhere to new all-time highs in the very near future. The reason why is because there's a lot of big-time influencers that are shilling this. It's kind of all over TikTok at the moment. It's kind of all over. It's all over everything. Twitter. It's being talked about a lot. So Moonriver, it's a solid project, really, truly. It's not a meme coin. It's a very solid project. It's going places. It's probably going to hit thousands of dollars by this year. So it's just a matter of where do you want to pick it up, And for me, I would like to pick it up again right here. I'd like to add to my portfolio right at the 397 mark. Looks like I'll be adding very soon here. And I expect it to go up to probably the 445 to 460 range before it comes back down and tests trend again at 430 and onwards and upwards and onwards and upwards. And that is my prediction for Moonriver. So far, I've been pretty right about Moonriver and Kucoin. I've called those pretty accurately. And the other one I want to talk about is ICP. So ICP, this had a horrific start. Okay, so it started basically the day that Bitcoin took the most massive decrease that it's seen. Let me go into auto here so we can see what we're doing. Yeah, here, check it out. So it launched on May 11th, May 10th, or May 9th? Yeah, May 10th. And that was right when Bitcoin was just terrible. I mean, that was the first time Bitcoin had just hit the all-time high, like 64K, and then it just dumped down to like, I don't know, 40 or something like that. Let's see if we can pull it up just so we can, for old time's sake. Yeah, right here I think it was May. Yeah, here it is, May 10th. So check it out. From May 10th until May, what is this? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like May 16th or 17th? No, sorry, May 18th. May 19th. It went down 50%. So that's right when ICP launched, okay? To give you an idea, it launched at the absolute worst possible time ever, and it never recovered. A lot of people say a lot of things about this coin. A lot of venture capital money got in early, got in really cheap, and they have a huge supply, and they're not locked up, so they can dump whenever they want. I don't know any of that stuff, to be honest. I have no idea. I don't really care, because fundamentally, the coin is good. It's a pretty solid project. It has a terrible name. They should rebrand it to Definity. They shouldn't call it Internet Computer Protocol because it's totally lame. They should call it Definity. And if it rebrands that, but they don't need to, but if they did, I think that people would be more eager and more willing, at least retail investors would be more willing to buy this coin, because it's got a very promising, it's a very promising protocol. I did a video on ICP shortly after it came out, and it's a solid project. It's going places for sure. It is going to be the basis of a lot of Web3 that we see. A lot of Web3 design and development is going to for sure be on ICP. So there's that, and basically ICP right now is in a wedge. Okay, it's been in this kind of flat wedge. There's a flat bottom here. These are the best wedges, by the way. We don't want to see wedges. When the wedges look like this, it's like, man, it could break. It could either way. But when the wedge looks like this, it can really only break up one way. And it can only break one way, and that's up. So the fact that there's still volume here, the fact that there is interest in this, and the fact that the patterns, it kind of looks like, this looks like Head and Shoulders, but it never dumped down below the wedge, below support. So I do predict this coin breaking out of this wedge, and I've measured it already. The first target is $74. So my target for ICP is $74 within the next probably 2 weeks. Now here's the thing. Because of I would say the fear or the hesitancy with this coin, it has a tendency to really drop very, very quickly as soon as it pumps. So if you guys are going to get into something like this, just make sure that you're taking profits. Make sure that you ride the candle all the way up to about here and start taking profits at like $68, $69, $70, okay? Because probably it's going to go down very fast. That doesn't mean it's going to go down forever, and if you just want to hold, you can do that, but probably if it does go up to these levels, it breaks out the wedge and it hits my target or close to it, it's probably the next day or even the same day going to come back down to like, 55 or even, maybe as low as $50, okay? Something to keep in mind. That's what I'm looking at as something that could move very easily. So when you talk about, hey, which coin to buy, that's what I'm thinking about. Also, I talked about Solana, and I said that Solana has a tendency to really run up a lot and then stay stagnant for a while and then come back down. Now, what are we seeing here with Solana is kind of a rounding off, okay? Now, I expected Solana to come back to 190. It actually did come back to 185 before going either way. I was like, if it hits this, it's going to go one of two ways. It turned out it went to the upside, which was a surprise. And but ever since then, it's kind of got stuck at the new all-time high of 218, and it's come back down to a very respectable 209 right now. I mean, that's a pretty respectable price. Is this going to come down from here? It looks like it's rounding off a little bit. Judging by the wicks, though, the price action is still really bullish. So anytime you see a wick up here, that's bullish. That's a higher high. Extremely bullish. So even if it does round off a little bit on these candles, we might see wicks to the upside. And if that's the case, the more it wicks to the upside, the more likelihood it has of having a new all-time high. So again, Solana, very bullish on the project. It's a fantastic project. It's very fast and it's very cheap to use. And its DeFi is the best DeFi in cryptocurrency, period. Radium is actually still below the wedge that I was talking about. So Radium has been in this massive wedge, this absolutely ridiculously massive wedge for way too long, for months, for all of late August to right now. So pretty much 3 months it's been stuck in this wedge, and it broke down below the wedge a little bit, but climbing its way back up into the wedge, which is what we're seeing here. So I want to see this come back into the wedge, and then I want to see a break on the upward side of the wedge. And if that happens, our price target is still the $21 for Radium. There's actually really no reason why Radium should not be that level. I've actually used the Radium index before. So imagine you guys use like Binance or Coinbase or whatever. Well, you don't have to do that. If you're in the Solana ecosystem, you can use Radium. You can buy whatever pair you want, and you can create the orders on the market right here. You can create market orders. Actually, these are limit orders, and they create an order on the order books, and then whenever somebody agrees to it, they just buy it. So it's like, okay, I have Solana and I want to sell Solana at $250. Well, you can create that order right up here, and somebody can buy it from you. And then when you're done, you just go into here, you go into your settlements somewhere around there, and then you click on settle, and it'll give you your money. Yeah, you just click that, boom, settle, and it'll just give you your money. So it holds it for you until you want to claim it, and then you can claim it. It's awesome. I mean, you don't need to have any login. There's just nothing. There's no KYC. There's no login. You can just trade on an exchange without having to be on an exchange. Guys, that's just one part of what Radium does. Okay, Radium has farms, decent farms, not as user-friendly as ORCA, but they have decent farms. They have staking. They have something called an accelerator, which gives you basically early access. I'm not gonna log into that right now. Which basically gives you early access to a lot of pools for new projects. It has staking. It has the NFTs. By the way, there's a freaking NFT marketplace on Radium. How many people know about this? Like, this is the open sea for Solana, for any Solana NFTs, and it's powered by Radium. It's called Magic Eden. Like, nobody knows about this. So, just think about this. This project right here, Radium, is no joke. Okay, it's solid. It's absolutely no joke whatsoever. It's terribly, terribly undervalued right now. And for me, anywhere around here is a buy. I would market buy Radium all day long. As long as it's under $11, once it gets back into the wedge, I would wait. Now, in the last video, I did say that, hey, listen, Radium, the chart looks bad. And it does, but the fundamentals look so good. So the chart-wise, does it look bad? Kind of, but the fact that it's pushing to try to get back into this wedge is positive, okay? So those technicals are good. When we see it break through this, close above this, and then we see it hopefully bounce around in this for a while and then break up, now the technicals are looking really good on Radium. And I expect that to happen very quickly. For a project like this, it gets adoption, and it just happens so fast that it's hard to keep up. It's going to leave you behind, or if you're in it, then you're in for a great ride, because I think $21 is definitely in order for Radium. Still sticking by that. And Luna, I got into a pretty nice trade with Luna the other day, and I've been waiting for it to come back to trend right here. So this trend line has been pretty solid for me. It's broken to the downside a few times, but it's definitely bounced off of this so many times. I mean, probably almost a dozen times it has bounced off of this trend line. And, when that happens, we know that it's a good buy right here. It hasn't done this lately. I've just been waiting. I've been like, man, just give me this trend line so I can pick up some more Luna, and then sell it at a 10%. Usually I just buy it down here, and then I'll say, okay, what's 10% of this? 10% of this, $42. So 38 to 42. I mean, who would blink if you see Luna go from 38 to 42? That happens every day, it seems like, right? So Luna's a great trading coin. You can make a lot of money if you do that, if you follow a decent pattern with Luna. DOT went up a little too high too fast, as I said, whenever I sold it. I sold it actually at the $42 level. And I said, okay, yeah, this is when a coin does this, you might want to take a little bit of profits, wait for it to bounce back, pick it up again, and then we're on our way. The reason also why is because fundamentally, the rumor was, well, it wasn't the rumor, it was the news that Polkadot announced their parachains, and the parachains were going to pop off in November. And I said, hey, look, man, this is not happening until November, guys. You don't have to FOMO into DOT right now. There's going to be plenty of time to pick it up at the $35 level, maybe 38 if you really, really want it. You'll be able to pick it up. Don't worry about it, before the parachains. Now, when the parachain auctions come, the price is for sure going to go up, and we will see all-time high on Polkadot, which is over $50. We'll see a $50 Polkadot for sure, but I still don't want to pick it up just yet. And I don't mind even if I miss out on that, because there's so many other trades to be had. Come on, there's Luna, there's AVAX, there's One. By the way, Harmony One has been going absolutely crazy. Now, this is probably one of the best blockchain protocols out there, and I've been in love with Harmony One since day one. Since I learned about what it does, it's fantastic. It already has, it's basically everything that ETH 2.0 wants to be. Harmony One already is. So, and it's already doing transactions of that nature as well. Phantom is insane. It's just at $3, all-time high. Phantom seems to be at an all-time high every single day. I mean, there's not a day goes by that Phantom does not all-time high itself. Is it ever going to stop? I don't know. I don't think so. We have a Phantom Summit coming up soon. Their DeFi is really killing it. If you're not in Phantom right now, you have to get in Phantom. I mean, that's just all there is to it. There's, Phantom it's like Solana. Whenever Solana was blowing up like crazy, if you don't have a little bit of Phantom, you need to buy some, because it's undervalued and it's going up. It's only going up. I think that's all I wanted to talk about in terms of the coins. Let's read a little bit of news right now. We have now the Korea Teachers Credit Union planning to invest in Bitcoin. Hey, this is no joke, man. The teachers credit unions have a lot of money. This is a bank, basically. It's a gigantic bank that's federally funded for the most part. So let's read the article. The Korean Teachers Credit Union, which manages $40 billion in assets, plans to start investing in Bitcoin next year. They didn't say crypto, they said Bitcoin. The credit union won't be buying Bitcoin directly, but getting exposure to it via investment products. Okay, ETFs. Gotcha. So they're going to be buying Bitcoin ETFs. Great news. The news does come after Bitcoin's first ETF was approved in U.S. with 2 now live on the market. This is the first in many stories that we're going to see about this is an institution, large financial institutions, putting money into ETFs, which is going to, in turn, put money into the ecosystem. Great news. More news. New Ethereum to Cardano bridge will provide NFT creators eco-friendly options. Okay, Bondly has announced a new functionality on the Cardano blockchain that is aimed at its creators. Energy consumption has been a major problem on the Ethereum network, especially given the increased usage of the blockchain over the past few months. Developers behind the project have now been working towards moving the network to a proof of stake, but that is still another year away. Interesting. So in the meantime, your Ethereum blockchain still uses proof of work, we all know. Bridging 2 worlds. Bondly says its official Ethereum to Cardano bridge will enable creators to choose a more eco-friendly blockchain for their NFTs. Okay, this is fascinating. So I don't know why, but it seems like Cardano wants to be a bit of a layer 2 solution for Ethereum network. In addition to having their work on eco-friendly blockchain, creators do not have to worry about the high fees that the Ethereum network. Okay, so they're basically pulling a Polygon. Bondly is going to, I guess, be a bridge between Cardano and Ethereum. So basically how Polygon bridges Ethereum to a proof of stake protocol, which is just its own protocol, the Polygon network. I guess Bondly is going to be the network that bridges Cardano with Ethereum. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting, actually. So I've been saying for a while that actually Ethereum probably can never go off of proof of work. And, I think the reason for that, honestly, is that the only way that Ethereum is so scalable is because it's proof of work. I think if it was proof of stake, it wouldn't be nearly as scalable, especially because a lot of the time the network operators want to take profits. They're getting Ethereum, sure, for providing a service, but at the same time, if they want to cash out, they can. There's nothing stopping that from happening. Now, miners and incentivizing people to do Ethereum mining is what keeps the network going right now, and it keeps it very scalable because it's very profitable for miners to run the networks, the proof of work networks that create the blockchain. So proof of work is really the only way that allows Ethereum to be scalable. We've seen already protocols like Solana not long ago. Solana went down because there's just too much demand. And Solana, again, is on proof of stake. And they have node operators, and the node operators had to restart the nodes. And how much of a nightmare is that? What's going to happen? Ethereum has way more transactions than that. There's absolutely no way Ethereum can do that on a proof of stake model. I just don't see it happening. But anyway, this is interesting to look at, that Ethereum and Cardano will bridge in order to kind of be I think what they're doing, I think what Ethereum is running into is that problem. The same problem Solana faced is that it's just not that scalable. It is, but they underestimate the amount of volume that's going to be on these networks. And as a result, they're saying, hey, listen, we need to find some other solutions. We need a backup. We need to start outsourcing this to other networks because it's too much for one to handle. Could be the case. Let's read some more news. Web 3.0 focused altcoins soar as the need for truly decentralized crypto grows. Yes, this is part of the reason I think why we are seeing a lot of protocols go crazy. They don't mention ICP here, but ICP is actually up quite a bit. Oh, Phantom is still pumping, guys. I should have gotten a little bit more. I should have added a little bit more to my bags here, under $3, because as soon as it hits 3, look, 30 cents, 3.30 is going to be 10%, right? Wow, Phantom. Man, Phantom's crazy. But yeah, so ICP network, it was up 15% yesterday. It's kind of stagnant right now. We're probably going to break that wedge. But anyway, Web 3.0, cryptocurrency market is abuzz at the sight of multiple altcoins hitting new all-time highs. Yes. Data from Cointelegraph Markets shows that the biggest gainers were Parsec, Handshake, Near Protocol, advocates for interoperability between networks. Yeah, so it looks like the narrative is shifting to interoperability. And with Web3, we have to have interoperability. So Handshake Web3 domains gain traction. It's a decentralized permissionless naming protocol that aims to be an alternative to the existing certificate authorities and naming systems. It's going up. Near protocol, low-cost layer 1 protocol, mostly designed to be usable for applications on the internet and provide interoperability between separate networks. So the Rally and Near price comes when the protocol hosts its NearCon event and also announced an $800 million ecosystem development grant. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is... Okay, I haven't been looking at Near, but I need to start looking at Near because that's a lot of money. Let me tell you guys something. Anytime there's insane money like that pumped into a project, they use it to buy their own coins, okay? I'm just going to say that because we see it happen over and over again where a company gets a grant and the token price just goes nuts. And it's not all investors FOMOing, but this is a really nice horseshoe. So anytime there's like a horseshoe shape, a big U, you know, it's bullish, okay? Sometimes, in fact, a lot of the time, we see a little correction, and that's the cup and handle. That's the teacup with the handle. So Near, pick it up at anywhere from 1050 to 1107 if you really want it. But let me tell you, $800 million is no joke, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to pump a lot of that into their own coins. That's why we see a huge surge in price. So if you can imagine $800 million, yeah, that's close to $1 billion, guys. You know, if you market bought Near at $12, you know, you market bought, let's say, I don't know, $200 million worth of it, it would probably cause the price to go up about 50%, maybe 40%. Yeah, I think an $18 Near protocol is in order if all is well with this. Oh, here's something we can use. This is a metric we can use as well. So on the last U-shaped, this was a perfect cup and handle. Not perfect, but it's like a bowl and handle. Look at that thing. It's like a bowl and handle, okay? I created a new term. But at the bottom of that, we went up 93%. So if what we're looking at here is another cup and handle, which remember, this is a cup, we could form a handle, then we would probably see, I would say at least 80%, right? At least an 80% increase will put us up to $22. The $22 Near is definitely in order. I'm gonna call it right now, guys. In fact, let me leave the drawing of the cup and handle. This is my prediction, okay? A little handle right here, maybe not that big. Let's do a nicer cup here. And let's do a handle like maybe like this. Pretty aggressive handle, okay? And we'll do the target. We'll do the target up. Oh, $22. How'd I do? Too high? Let's bring it back down here. There's my target, guys, okay? Oops. Boom. There's your green. Take profits. $21.91. Predicting the future right now, ladies and gentlemen. Near protocol. Keep an eye on it. I'm bringing it up to the top. We'll talk about this next video. Okay. Anything else interesting on this news? Nah. Okay. The last thing I think I want to talk about, guys. Chang says, hi, good info, bro. Thank you very much. Hey, that's my goal. I want to make it, I want to make the information as good as I can. So, after you check the prices of the coins, sometimes, I mean, today is a crazy day and things are going bananas and there's lots of opportunities here like we talked about. But if it's a slow day and let's say there's not that many opportunities going on, you know, nothing's really up more than 2-3%, maybe a lot of things are down, you know, what do? Well, you check DeFi Llama and you check out the ecosystems and you see what's going on with Phantom over the last day. Oh, we have some serious action going on here. But what about the last 7 days? Oh, major action going on. And you just look individually at each one of these, and you see what's going on with Shiba Phantom, what's going on with Shade Cash, Tomb Finance. You read the Twitter on it, you take a look at the chart, and that's one way to do it. Ethereum, Solana. What's going on with Solana ecosystem? We have Fab, Socian. What is Fab? Fabric. This thing is up 161% here, guys. This is stuff that people should pay attention to. If you have the time to do a little bit of research on it, or I can do it too. I'm happy to do it and post videos on this if that's what you guys want to see. Let me know. If you guys are like, hey, do the research, man. Just do a stream where you just do all the research and you take a look at all this stuff and you tell me what to buy. Of course, I'm not going to give you financial advice, but you tell me what I'm buying. I'll tell you what I'm buying. Fab. What is this? What is Fab? Fabric brings token. Oh, it's synthetics. Nice. Very cool. So, Elrond is one of my favorite synthetics projects. And it looks like Fabric is bringing synthetics. That's right. I did a little bit of research on Fabric in the past. I remember now. But wow, the price is just going crazy. I wonder why. First triple yield reward pool. Oh, look at this. Yeah, so this is actually pretty cool. They have a lot of pools where they'll just give you tokens for for staking it up, for locking it up. Now they also have double dip pools where they'll do two different types. Like let's say I have ORCA. Here we go. Double dip. Boom. Let's say I have ORCA and Star Atlas, right? Oh, okay. Yeah. Star Atlas and USDC. Okay, so I can get paid in ORCA and Star Atlas. So it'll double dip. It'll pay me two different types. Now there's a triple yield pool. They'll pay you Fab, they'll pay you Apex, they'll pay you G-Sale. Who knows what any of that stuff is, but you can research it and take a look. Do your own research and maybe you find a nice gem here. But yeah, wow, Fab is up like crazy, man. This synthetics platform is going up a lot. It's got a decent amount of total value locked too, and part of that reason is probably the triple reward pool. People are just accumulating as many tokens as they can, and why not? It's a bull market. Solana's going crazy. There's definitely some protocol that's going to go nuts on the Solana network. So why not just get as many coins as you can? Go to the triple farms, go to the triple yield farms, pick up everything you can. That's I think the mentality of a lot of investors right now, because look, Solana's back to 213. So we broke out of the wedge, and we are not rounding off anywhere to be seen. We are rounding here, and then we're going to just continue. Next leg up. Doesn't even need to bounce. Just up, 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 up. That's what Solana does. It just goes up. So yeah, that's what I do. I take a look at DeFi Llama, and I just get lost in there, and I see what's going on with the project. And you can find a lot of great stuff there. So keep that in mind. Going back to what we talked about, we definitely want to look at projects like Luna, touching trend lines. We definitely want to talk about projects that are going all-time high like Phantom and Solana. We want to ride those waves. We want to be in those markets. And if we're not, just get into them. Just get into them and wait. Yeah, it might go down, sure, but just wait, and then it'll probably go back up. Phantom particularly is very undervalued. I really wanted to pick some up at, I think it was 13 cents. Initially, I was like, I'm going to buy Phantom at 13 cents. It went to 15 cents. And I never got it. So I broke out of this wedge and I said, okay, I'm in. So I got in at about 58 cents. And I sold it at $1, I think it was $1.30, no, $1.20. Sold it at $1.20. Darn. Yeah, I sold it too early. And then I was waiting for it to come back to 80 some cents or 90 cents right here in my buy zone. Never hit. So I missed out. And then this happened and I FOMO'd in. I FOMO'd in at like $1.70 something. Sold half of it at $2. Been holding ever since the rest. So that's my Phantom journey. I think I'm going to add more to my bags of Phantom. I'll take a look at this candle. It's all-time high. People say don't buy an all-time high, but Phantom's always an all-time high. So if you don't buy it, you don't have it. Again, I FOMO'd into Phantom at an all-time high back here. Made a decent amount of money on that trade. So Phantom is one of those projects, man. It's just way undervalued right now. It's in terms of the total value locked and everything that's going on with it, it's just undervalued. So yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those. It just keeps going up. So pay attention to those. Pay attention to the ecosystems on those too with DeFi Llama. See what's going on with Phantom ecosystems, and if there's any up and coming projects that are going nuts, take a look at them and see if you can also get in on those on a correction. This is my advice for today. Hey, listen, I hope the overview proves to be informational for everybody. If you do like staying ahead of the curve, click the like button and subscribe down below to get updated on the crypto space before everyone else. Until next time, keep your portfolio strong and your hands stronger.